right. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, God, I messed this up again. There we go. All right. All right. I think that's working now. All right. Sorry about that. All right. Welcome to Tuesday. Tuesday, Monday, right? Tuesday, Monday. All kinds of different news over the week. Oh, hmm. All right. Is it back now? Is it back now? It looks like it. The I don't know what it's called. The gauge that shows the level of sound. Um, it looks like it's moving again. So we'll go with this one. Yeah, I have no idea. It's kind of weird. The only thing I think of is like in NVIDIA updated in the background. Um, Sometimes that happens. So yeah, it happens. So all right, so let's roll with it. So yeah, basically super just relaxing weekend for me. Not a whole lot out there. Um, some pretty interesting news reports. Debt deal supposedly done, right? Supposedly done. But a lot of angry people about it, right? I'm voting no. A lot of people are, basically saying no. I don't think so. Not going to work. Um, I love this. Republicans got outsmarted by a president who can't find his pants. I'm voting no on the debt ceiling. Um, yeah, it was kind of a. I don't know. Um, I guess it depends what your hot button was, whether you liked the debt thing or not that thing. I don't know. Now they got to pass it, so that'll be the next question: is they have it in a deal they can agree on? Excuse me. I don't think they'd have any problem reaching an agreement. We'll see if they can get it passed right now. But in other news, again, there's kind of that U.S. data. There was a little bit of big news over the weekend, which again, not necessarily affect us now, but um, affect us in the future? Absolutely. Saudi Arabia has also applied to join the BRICS. I'm going to say consortium, bank, whatever you want to call them, and also become a major funder of it. So now our closest Middle Eastern ally is now also trying to join the people that want to remove the dollar dominance from the world. And they have the money to do it. So that's also interesting. And again, if they join, then there's the BRICS currency, and then they start charging in BRICS currency, which removes the. Yeah, you guys see where that one's going. So yeah, yet another country, and again, Saudi Arabia's got some bucks, a little bit bigger than the other countries out there. Um, yeah, so hmm, there's that. There's that to chew on. Um, and that was this weekend. So I guess they're meeting today, and OPEC is meeting today. All we need is OPEC to be like, yeah, we're going to go to this other currency, which will not be weaponized. Um, yeah, and then we got mud on our face then. So we'll see how it goes. This morning, Spanish CPI much lower than expected. That's good for the euro. Swiss data actually good, right? It was expected to be higher. It came in a little bit higher. So again, in the same direction. Not much movement with it. Okay, excuse me. It's another early morning. The battle here is it's kind of like, what do we do with it, right? It's good, but does it tell us about inflation? The answer is no, not really. Consumer confidence we have coming out in just a little bit. Expected to go under 100, but I don't think it's going to be necessarily anything too earth-shatteringly big today. And then tonight we have obviously the RBA speaking, and we have the Australian CPI on a yearly basis data also showing an increase. So honestly, I think the 7 o'clock, obviously at 7 o'clock, they know what the CPI data is already. I think that'll be a pretty decent news trading event tonight. And then obviously Chinese manufacturing. We'll see if it goes above. Doesn't look like too much is changing right now with PMI. So yeah, we'll see. Excuse me. I've had half a cup of coffee. I had to do the rounds today. That I think I'm supposed to get the truck back Wednesday or Thursday, or probably he said middle of the week, but I'm assuming they were off yesterday. And for the amount that I'm getting charged for labor, I'm assuming it doesn't take one day to do it all. I'll be mad if it does. I'm assuming Thursday. So I had to make the rounds today early. But right now, again, in the last 24 hours, we see the pound move, and that's the biggest mover out there. Again, up 85, although retracing. Euro pound down 42, retracing in the last 60 minutes. And again, 42 is a decent move percentage-wise, and then pound yen 77. But besides that, 20, 32, 3, 3, 9, not much else out there right now. A lot of it's really going to come down to, do they pass the debt deal, or do they not pass the debt deal? Like I said, it makes sense. It's there. I don't know. We'll see what the final result is. I know there are going to be people on both sides that don't like it. The question is, can they get enough, and will it? I don't know. Will it get passed or not? So we shall see. Tomorrow we have German preliminary CPI data on a monthly basis. Expect to go down a little bit. We'll see where that puts us, as well as the ECB financial stability report. That's a good one. CAD GDP, it's supposed to go down a little bit, not too bad. And then JOLTS opening. Okay, job openings are always important, particularly in the current environment. We know that the job market is supposedly the hot piece that's still driving it. Again, I guess the number looking is around 5.5, seeing it up at 9.4. Excuse me. God, I can't stop today. It's a little bit lower, but not much difference. We'll see how the market takes that, as the market is looking for that employment data. Remember, employment data right now seems to be a bigger hot button than something like manufacturing. For the rest of the week, though, we do have all the ISM prices data coming in. Non-farm, obviously, because it's a new month, so non-farm is coming in this week, and the unemployment rate expected to tick up a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how this works this week with the jobs numbers. But again, jobs numbers is always a big one, starting off with JOLTS to start off. Right. Now the VIX. All right, so VIX, it's down a little bit right now. We had the big surge on Friday, and then obviously over the weekend, everybody's getting back. Again, having somewhat of a debt deal, at least in principle. At least in principle, that absolutely should take the VIX down. Again, the big question was, we were going to default. I guess Yellen said the other day, I guess she moved her date from June 1st to June 5th, right? Trying to give them a little bit more time. And like I said, I don't know that that's a real number, but that's what she said. But now that there is one in principle, not surprised that it's down. The dollar, not really changing. You can see it took a big drop, but it also had a big rally back up again. Here's all the Monday data. Here's the Friday data from where we were. It kind of closed right in this area right here. So, and we're down a little bit, but I mean, I'll extend this across. You can see we just tagged it this morning with the U.S. session. Europeans drove it straight down, kind of more of a week-based deal. And then again, we'll see if we're going to start retracing all the way back up again. Again, pretty standard U.S. session. U.S. market's not open. Dollar weakness. Dollar session comes back online. The dollar strength rolls back through. So, kind of doing somewhat predictable, right? Somewhat predictable. Right now, indices, 3 are in the green, 1 is in the red. Commodities, for the most part, besides gold, gold's up 0.5%. Everything is in the red. Oil down at 70. Right, 70.40. We love that one. Natural gas down 5%, 229. Still not exactly where you want it, but it's going in the right direction. And again, gold up 0.5%. We're talking about 1954 here, so it's not like gold's up over like 2000, right? It's in not a horrible place. Silver just actually turned green, and again, just above that 23 mark. So that's not too bad either, and we'll see how that works as we roll in. Now, there is OPEC meetings today. I saw it somewhere else earlier. There's OPEC Plus meetings today. We'll see. I'm really curious to see. I mean, I don't know. When OPEC Plus becomes the same as BRICS minus China, I feel like the cards are not going to be in our favor, right? But we'll see where it goes. So let's go over to the Aussie, first real kind of target. All we saw was a spike back up into the overnight, and you can see this is what, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock move, right? Looking at a level sitting right there, and that's what we kind of bounced off of at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll take some of these off from last week. That one was good on Friday. And again, look at all the basing in that level. Down now. There's a test right there. Test right there. And there's also a test right off this one too. Is that three? Yeah, it's the European Open right there. Eh. Hmm. Right now, I would say the dollar strength rolling in is kind of predicted. Again, U.S. market rolling online, coming back in strong. Um, I think again, could it stop here? Sure. Could it stop here? Sure. Could it stop down here? And again, there's a test on that one. Right now, there's really a level on top of a level, so I think we really just need to wait for this one to come down. Um, find some type of a base down here. Could that be a reversal? Potentially, potentially. I mean, again, it is confirmed, but again, you could draw a level off this one and say, well, this one's confirmed too. Although it's a little bit deeper than what this one is. This one barely touched. So right now, to the downside, if you are short, I would say there's probably profit taking in there. There's profit taking right there. And then right behind it, there's going to be profit taking coming in at that level. But that's where again, that's where we're looking more for longs over here at 64. 64. Yeah, there we go. That. All right. So that's where we're at. Again, obviously low on the curve. And again, some of the Australian data. And the reason why this kind of makes sense that the dollar driving down again, when we talk about Australian data, the fact that the CPI on a yearly basis is ticking up with a speech tonight, we would expect to see this Australian weakness, this dollar strength rolling back in to talk about how we may have to continue to raise interest rates. And then again, seeing this pop higher. What are you doing? Yeah, you're fine. So let's see. Let's mark that. What time is it night? 7? Yeah, 7. Yeah. Mosquito flying right in front of the monitor, and I missed him. We had the windows open so much this weekend. Mosquitoes were like, "Yep, come inside. I'm gonna feast." Um, so that's where we're at. I think a potential reversal sitting down here at 9 o'clock at 64.98 is probably pretty decent. Aussie yen also doing the same thing. Aussie yen dropping down. We know we have buyers in there. It's probably a 50% retracement if I ran high to low. Yeah, right in there. You can see buyers. We're hitting it right now. It's got some room to run to the downside. And again, this is getting some yen help. This one does have a level lower that's very, very similar. You can see it started over here and hit it and hit it and hit it. I don't like it as much as far as hitting off. I think going against the dollar probably makes a little bit more sense than the yen right now. But I do like the Aussie week right now in preparation for the news tonight, and I think it will be a buying opportunity. Of the two, as I said, I like the dollar one better than this one. Yeah, I just like it better. This one's been here too much, but we do have a little Harry Potter below too, and again, the alert is still active, so that's kind of what we're looking at right now. Let's pull these and kind of readjust. 530 Run to 78. 1, 2, 3. Halfway in. As far as kind of fresh levels above. This level's been hit a number of times, so not really the ideal opportunity on the top side for reversals. As far as kind of Harry Potter goes here too, again, whatever we see basing, we've hit multiple times. We're looking at the turn and continue to the downside. Right now, there's not really a great zone that we can pull risk off of. Again, do I like it coming lower? Yeah. Do we have a great little base? Not really. Again, this candle is again a lot of wick, a lot of indecision back and forth on Friday morning. So again, not ideally what we're looking for a setup for that one. But I do like it low. Look for profit taking at a minimum down here at 90.94, 90.95 ish range, where these buyers are coming in. After that, again, maybe we can get some type of reversal tonight. We'll see if it's formed a base during the day. Ideally, we'll get a base during the day, a pullback, and then hour beforehand, it will drive back down again. You know, ideally, it does one of these, right, where it pushes down right before, and that should give us a pop. So we'll see. Right now, just no setup for it. Euro dollar. All right, so nice spike here. Again, 3 o'clock this morning. What do we see? Dollar weakness. Now we had a Harry Potter trade here. Again, no entry right there. You're seeing all the spacing here. No, 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 no. And typically at this point, again, we're holding this over the weekend. Not necessarily the best bet. Now it did come down and miss the target by just a little bit. Again, this was a hold over the weekend, so again, got to pull that one off. Especially because we weren't open, so it's kind of hard for that one to kind of get its push. But right now you can see we do still have a level up top. It missed it by just a tad, but again, if we can gain back here, maybe a little bit more of a push, that would be pretty decent. Yeah, look at all the basing, bottom, basing, top in again. So let's say 107.57. I'm still in for that area. Again, 2 touches, but the last time I had a great exit on it. And as far as downside goes, these targets are hit now. Let's pull these off. Yeah, look at that. The 23 and the 61 are the same. Hmm. Yeah, I think 107.57. The 61 and the 23 are just a little bit above that one, but again, a lot of these get front run, so I think the front run comes in on this one. That's what I'd be looking for. As far as areas that go low, I like to see new bottoms put in for this one. Right now on a 30-minute level, okay, we're dealing with this right now, right? We don't really have a lot that's tested, but it did go pretty deep on this one. So not a lot of great levels lower, right? Not a lot of great levels lower down in this level. So ideally, I'd like to see a new decent bottom put in. It's about 16 pips. That could potentially be the bottom on this one, but we'll see. I think the consensus this morning was that the U.S. was going to raise not only one time but 2 more times. Somebody said that is now being factored into the market. Um, I don't think that person's wrong. I said one, pause one. This person thinks it'll just be 2 in a row and then a pause. We'll see. We'll see. Where's the dollar? Yeah. So again, short there looks just like this. Okay, it's been there before. Know that this hit number 3, but now we have the 50, 61, and 23 all kind of lining up in the same area. Pound dollar. I'm sorry, pound yen. I'm sorry, euro pound. God, the coffee has not kicked in yet. Continue to drive lower. So this is pretty decent. We talked about this, and right there, there was our news from last week. Pull that down. Let's see. What is that? Oh, that says J for gin. Yeah, here. This too. There you go. Good job, Bubba. Good job. So right now, I'm not necessarily concerned about this 23. We talked about a profit target be down here at 86.50, so that profit target is officially out. You can see it bounce right off of it. Let's see. So this would be our new kind of whatever trend. Do that. 61.50. We need a bottom. Hmm. Eh. I think this one rolls back up again, but I don't have the entry in there yet. Uh, right now, the zones make sense though. This would be good. Let's see. Where are we at? Since 3. There's the. We're at 40. Yeah, we're 41.4, 41.6 is a daily ATR. So it's moved one ATR since the European session opened. Yeah, I would say hmm. Stopping, right? I mean, there's a decent. I mean, you could draw this one here and say, "Hey, listen, look, there's ascending candles. You love that. I do." And it came up, it based, it hit it, and then took off. So here's probably our downside target. Oh, there's one right below it too. Targets hit. When you go to 4 hour, you can see like so much. It's like, oh yeah, we just left them on there. I'm sure there's a clear all, but then there'll be something I don't want to remove. All right, so here's our two targets. Got another daily ATR down. So yeah, I'd say there's probably a reversal today in this one. Honestly, this one could pull back right to here. Again, grab a 23. How far away is that? It's only 19 pips. So it's not that far. Um, right. It's all right. Yeah, I think it reverses if it pulls back up at all. Again, I think this level here at the 23, again, could potentially be an area to short. I'd like to see when it does it. If we can get it around news sometime, then I think 86.47 makes sense in there. Just as it pulls back up again, decent base there, and right where this would be a great place for it to truly put a bottom and start reversing back up again. The 23, we have sellers, we have some at the 50, and again, 61, we also have basing, which happens to be the old 23.6. So a lot in this one again, not the biggest mover. Just keep that under consideration. This one has a 41 pip daily ATR, so barely moving, not even moving 2 pips an hour. Um, you know, it's just not a big mover right now. Euro yen. So we talked about this pushing back down to the 150. It actually did take a pop, and then Sunday night, that's where the collapse came in. So we're a little bit off on finding the top on that one. And again, a decent top. It was okay, right? Boxing out that candle, you can see here on Sunday, Monday morning, it kind of hit it. We can pull this up. You can see 23's got sliced through. 50's kind of hit a level here. Not super worried about that. Let's pull that one. Yeah, 23's. It's finding the buyers in here where it should. Again, 150's acting as a magnet. Right now, let's see. With the lower highs, I would say for the week, looks like 150.91 is a decent level. There's three there too. Hmm. Not the worst. Let's see. it tests this one, we're good. Right there. Not horrible. 13 pips for the risk, 40 in the other direction. Not bad. Again, have it come down in base one more time, push down base, and then pull back, and I think we're good. And again, 149.35, not bad. So, 150.91 and 149. And then again, obviously we have the alert over here, so that's not bad. Pound dollar. So again, we're seeing the strength come in and the dollar weakness coming in, but now it's the battle, right? Now it is the battle. Let's pull these. Let's pull these. Let's go across this spot. There. You can see it went right off the 23 once, and then look at this. Didn't quite hit. People are like, oh, I got to get into 23. That was great, and then just skyrocketed through. We're there. No, I'm not. This is really just not a good. This is not a zone we want to draw off of. So again, this zone, I don't think this one holds much longer. But could this be a new top? Sure. 13. Just trying to tempt me. Trying to tempt me. Again, look for the pullback. It's 13 pips. Pop, pop. I'd like at the base a little bit more here. Hate to say it. Because, I mean, ideally you could mark this off here and say, hey, listen, it's a fair to go higher, right? We should be pulling the trigger here. And just trying to establish some risk to it. Could it go higher? Sure. That's why I'd like it at the base and then pull back to that level, right? It's kind of a break. This is kind of a parabolic move. European session started, it went up 119. It's got a daily ATR of 85, so it did go beyond. Not quite 1.5 times, but not far from it, right? Not far from it. So we would expect it to see a turn and roll. And again, I think the dollar strength stance does make the most sense. It does make the most sense. So, yeah, I think it's there. Is it my favorite? No, I'd like to see a little bit more confirmation of it, but uh, again, more basing here would be great for a run back down. And I think overall in this one, profit wise, look to take your profit right there around 123.48. But I do like this one. I like the dollar strength rolling in. With the U.S. market open, again, all we need to see is the profit taking from the pound come in, as we've seen on other pairs, and this one should get weakness as well as the dollar stepping in and getting stronger. Pound yen. All right. So again, we know this one. We've seen the pound strength come up again, the profit taking come in, and then we're continuing to see that one. Overall, this is great. I'll extend this one this was from Friday. We hit it. We hit it. We hit it again this morning at 3 o'clock. At this point, we've hit this zone enough now. It is time for an alert. Turn this one to red. Click, add alert, and boom. So there we go. Again, having the extra two confirmations in here, pushing deep. It looks like this one is looking for screaming, I want to fail. Right? It's screaming, I want to fail. It does have some room to run, so this may not be a today thing. It's got about 100 pips to go. It's got a daily ATR of 146. So, again, not a full day worth of movement, but it is still going to take more than normal in that one. You know, is it a this week thing? Potentially could be. Right? It potentially could be. We just need a little bit of bad news out of the UK. And, you know, could that happen? Sure. Sure. And then, or something coming out of the yen. I mean, we did get some yen, there was some yen talk, right? Right here, right? A more stable to move stably, reflecting economic fundamentals, right? We're closely watching FX move, and we will respond appropriately if required. Like this statement right here. If you need us to intervene, we will. Right? If you need us to intervene, we will. Right? We're not focusing on FX levels. I love that. We're not looking at the. You know why he said this? So This basically right here, right? We are closely watching FX moves and will respond appropriately, but we're not focusing on the levels. You know why? Because before it was like, oh, 130, 135, the world's ending. What? 135? And now we're up at like 140. Um, yeah, we're up at 140, and they're like, oh, are you going to intervene? Intervention drives this thing right through. So make in the comments. Seeing some smoke, but no flame yet. So probably coming. Dollar CAD. So dollar CAD. Chop, 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 chop. It's up 0.15, but is it really? Not really. Target got hit 7:30 on Friday, and you can see we started the base around that level. We talked about this kind of as a potential Harry Potter ish, but this is all, it went through here on Monday with the US not functioning. So not really a trade setup. So you wanted to remove it. But the profit targets are all hit. I think at this point we could reset back from this top section. Just set it up there as a potential reversal. Right now, I'm definitely definitely on board with the dollar strength. Again, the market's been closed. This is what we see. And again, treat it like Monday. We'll pull this one off, and now we will mark off this base just because it went down here twice. It's got a little bit more room to run to the downside, but overall, I don't think that that is a horrible base position. It's funny on an hourly, it'll be much cleaner. Pop, sideways, pop, right? Hmm. Fortunately, right now, there's nothing in here that's like, yeah, love that as a short. So I'd say, although not smooth sailing, obviously some sellers here, a little bit of selling in here. Not smooth sailing until we get up to, and again, if you are long 136.42 should be your profit target. I think there can be a case made of getting short up there, and you can see there's plenty of news releases sprinkled back and forth here that we could be looking for shorts with news later this week. Right now, though, overall, it's pretty flat, up 0.13, 0.14. So, right, it's not the smallest. The next pair is the smallest, but it's not far behind, right? Not far behind. Yeah, three. Remember, I said it wasn't the worst. The worst is one. Two and four. Two and four. Yeah, I like that as far as the reversal goes. There's just not a lot over here I'm confident with. There you go. Look at this. 3 o'clock. Right. Hey, let's send the price high. Right. The news this morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. There's there. 3:30 is a reversal. Right. Pop it high. Get everybody out, and boom, right to the downside. So again, Harry Potter. Again, it expired. 1, 2, 3. Again, this would have been number 4. It didn't base. It just popped up with news and dropped lower. Um, so we can remove that one. Again, expiration on that. We may come back to it, though. We may come back to it and use this level here. And where it turned, again, it's turning where it should. I would expect to see the dollar kind of creep its way back up again with the strength. Yeah, I mean, very choppy exit. Well, it's leaving. This one's hard. We just literally grabbed the profit target, right? Straight up, straight down. Again, let's put it go up, make the Swiss on sale for great news. That way we can short it. Or short the dollar Swiss. And again, profit taking exactly where you should have. So kind of textbook. We're right out of it right now, so it's really hard to do much with it right now. Is it going to retrace? I would say that it's probably likely. Again, U.S. strength rolling back in. What was consumer confidence? It was better than expected. There you go. Not bad. Consumer confidence slipped in May. It did, but barely, barely, and it was higher than expected. So again, overall, I don't know. I like this one high, but I'm not taking it long off this zone. It's been way too choppy. It was a target to the downside based off the news originally. So, like I said, we got a heater right here, right? Got a heater. -4 in 24 hours. A dollar yen. So as we mentioned on this one, okay, these are the two top levels we talked about. It did pop and then went back to it again. Looks like Sunday night and European session open. So again, these were those ones that it's kind of got messed up by having the weekend going on, right? Not that the weekend is bad, but this profit target is now hit. That is out. And again, it's kind of sitting at this level right now. Looks very similar to the dollar Swiss. We'll see how much profit taking we get in. I do like those comments. I think those comments are very valid comments, right? To me, that is absolutely 100% kind of setting up that intervention mention, right? Right. We're not going to look at FX levels, but we are watching very closely, and people should do the right thing, right? Um, Basically saying that yes, 140 doesn't matter, but we could definitely intervene. So yeah. As far as where you go with this one, um, really, if we're starting to talk about extremes, top and bottom, not the best level to go top and bottom. It did basically push it to the brink and did have a reversal over, right around that one. Missed it just shy of 141. Um, we are high in the curve on this one. We can see if I bring the bigger spectrum up here and go there to there. It's not really a Harry Potter candidate. I do like the base in here, but then again, this most recent surge high to low, it's bouncing right off that 50. And again, because of this wick down, there's not really a good zone to target on this one. Um, Not really a set. Again, this is that typical like, oh, what does it look like on Monday? And you're like, not much. It's kind of where we're at with this one. It's 36 pips in 24 hours. Again, overnight pop up, European session straight down. And we're seeing it kind of push now, but we're getting some strength from the yen too. So, high on the curve. Look for shorts. I don't really. I mean, this one is kind of an easy pass for me. Really not much on that one. Oil taking a drop, right? Taking the drop. Funny enough, look at that. There's your 61.8 on Sunday. We ended up opening in that level. Okay, we mentioned that last week. Potentially opening up there. We actually here's where we closed Friday. We open up in that level. I'll just extend it across. It doesn't matter if you got short, short here or not. But we said this oil market, they love fundamental. They love technical levels. 73.30. So this one you would have hit last night at 21. So at like 9 o'clock, right? 9 p.m. And look at the run off of that one. Actually, yeah, 9 o'clock last night. So how's that for a run, right? Gap up into the level, came back down, grabbed the gap, either entry, all the way back down, and now we're having issues with 70. So I think 70 is great. I'm good with 70. Let's push this down because again, we've at this point we know that fibs matter. We're going to do it for the week and see and kind of put it there. So there's a couple small levels here for a reversal. I would expect today, tomorrow, we do see somewhat of a reversal back up again. Depending on where the bottom is. Right now, I really like the bottom. I really like this 50% retracement level. I know there's one at 61 as well. But seeing this level right here at the 50%, 71.70, if we can reverse back up again, that 71.70 is not a bad place to take this one short. As I said, the 61.8 is a bigger, more powerful level. And again, if you traded from where we drew this one last week, had you traded that one, you did pretty well, right? It was a $3 drop in the overnight. I don't know many people that would, scoff at that one and not be unhappy about it. Oops. Wait, what? Yeah, sorry. But yeah, right now, wouldn't be surprised. Again, we see dollar strength, oil strength roll back in at the same time. We're seeing it. Consumer confidence a little bit better than expected. Again, we'll hear about weekend travels. So yeah, would not be bad. Natural gas. So natural gas also gapped higher. And again, we drew this here. And what did we do? We gapped up. We found it. And if you didn't even want to use that one, you had another entry right there. You had the opportunity to get in. Actually, I guess that is Friday. And then Sunday, Monday was over here. So, but yeah, again, we weren't holding this one over the weekend. Friday to Sundays right here. So, but again, went back lower and actually kind of turned where it should have, right? You would expect buyers to step in right here. It is a confirmed level by this red candle. And that's kind of what we bounced off of. So, again, I think fundamentally this one is going to have the most problems. We are still high. It's nice knowing that, again, this stupid contract switch. We talked about it coming back down, and it did. Yeah, cool weather on the front for most of the markets. So, yeah. Hmm. Take a buy. This 7/8's been hit, so I can crank that baby off. Have room. Right. Ooh, just a little tiny bit deep, but that's not horrible. Can you natural gas guys? Well, feel me on that one. Little tiny bit deep. That's where your profit target needs to be. So it's a little bit deep, a little bit deep. But I could be all over 221. Right, 221 would not be bad. So we'll see. There's obviously buyers we got to break through here first, but looking more for a base. Maybe this one moves a little bit higher. Maybe we use the yellow and not the red on that one. But like how it's hit here, like how it's filled the gap over here and kind of play with the same testing. Any type of base and a push back down again. I think this one is also set up for a short. So in our way to get back down at 2, I think that makes a lot of sense. So that one's not bad. Gold screaming. This is what we drew last week, talking about it coming up and finding that reversal. And really, we wanted to be. We said, listen, we know that news is coming in over here on Wednesday. It's where we get the employment data. That's where we're really starting to look forward to be. And again, they're kind of following the path, right? Friday it did kind of tear down again. Then Sunday it did kind of go lower, right? Did go lower, and then the Europeans are like, "Oh, wait a second, we got news in a day," right? There's your open. What did it do? Right back up in the air, and then 8:30 U.S. traders stepped online, right there, and they started to push it back off again. So, we were looking about. We mentioned shorts at 163.91. It made it to 162.16. Or actually, I guess the high is 162.28. Sorry. For the days range. So yeah, so off by a little bit. We knew we had sellers up there, but we really want this to be over here for the data for tomorrow. So again, right now it's kind of following the path. I do like the fact that again this base 1, 2, 3. There we broke through that. Not too shabby, not too shabby. I don't want it to come too far down though. Hmm. By the way, and you can see it over here, the debt deal. Um, Basically, the debt deal is a pro-inflationary deal. So for that to come through, that's considered again an inflationary. Basically, let's print more money. Let's create more. Let's do more debt. Right? Get more debt. Um, as it is right now, the only way we're ever going to get out of debt is to produce more money. And we talked about this last year. Last year. At this point, there is so much U.S. debt right now. The only way for us to get out of our debt is actually to devalue the dollar so much that the debt's just not worth anything anymore. And we can just print. It's like, oh, due to crazy inflation, you it's kind of about the only way for us to get out of our debt. And that's probably why China and other countries are dumping U.S. dollars because they see the writing on the wall too, right? If the dollar's not worth anything, the debt that they hold really isn't worth anything. So they're like, hey, we should get rid of the dollar now while it's still worth something. But yeah. So, still looking for over here. We know this where the jolt date is on Wednesday. Again, it's doing kind of what we talked about last week. It's close, getting close, right? But again, look for shorts. Silver, again, chopping back and forth. Silver a little bit choppier, and again, you can see that it came down. Sunday, Monday, we tagged the 50. It came back down. Again, used 23, bounced off of it. Came back up, grabbed the 50 again. Came back down, used 23. This one is more or less sideways. Right now, the bottom is still kind of in. You can see all the basing. Look at this. Bounce, 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 bounce. Up, top, 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 bottom. Chopping through now. So again, it likes that level a lot. We're gonna say that these are the two current ranges. Put that there. Change that one to green. There you go. There's your kind of current two ranges right now inside of silver. And it just happens to be the 23 is right in the middle. So I would expect that to continue to work as a Um, kind of a magnet, right? Um, you know, it'll suck price in just being a round number, and that'll become the area where it's like, oh, is it above 23 or is it below 23? I know 23 is not as important as you know some other numbers, but it's where we're at right now, right? The closest round number. So we'll see. Ideally, same thing we mentioned before, right? Wednesday morning, 8:30, right? 8:30, 10. Sorry, 10. Right there. Ideally, this is going to be the big call. Are we up here or are we down here? And ideally, I'd like to be at the 2350 when we hit that news. I think that makes a lot of, you know, seeing that the job data come in. Even though I think the U.S. is still going to raise twice, regardless of what it is. Um, I think that puts us in a good spot. Puts us in a good spot. What do we got here? Apple rallying, not bad. Tesla over 200, not too bad. VIX going up a little bit, it's normal. Let's see what we got ES wise. Did we have anything ES wise? Kind of hard. No, not really. Look at all the basing. No movement whatsoever. Um, the high was put in at 815. So a little bit of a test. The 930, I mean, let's see. The 930 came up. I would just say no, you're forcing it. It was over a new high. So again, a red, green, red is about the only thing you got. There was a gap down there that needed to fill a gap from Friday to Sunday. Again, holiday weekend. All it did was it came down, it filled the gap, and it's popping back up to become more even to where it was, basically where it opened. Um, the opening price is just it literally just hit the opening price, right? Um, there's your opening price. So we're basically going back to kind of sideways. So nothing there, no opening print. NQ, the 930 did pop. So the hard part with NQ is it was putting a top in. You could say that there was the top. It did pull back down again and kind of touch it, and then the 915 was red and closed all the way down here. So this is one you could have actually used to say, okay, let's see if we can go up there and pop it and grab it. Again, it had kind of didn't a drop, a small base, and a drop again, so it had pushed away. There was some buying in here, so again, overall, you could have said, well, wait a second, is there buying? Yeah, but we'd already gotten a confirmation change on it. It was going to provide something short term. And again, is it really the greatest of touches? Not really. The zone is so small, kind of hard. Um, so it's kind of one of those. If it comes back up, take it. Let's see. I don't know if it's out. There, 1 of 306. So it is actually officially out. So it didn't take long. Two candles, and brought us right back down to this line. So we pull that line off right now. All it's doing really is finding the buyers down below and then rallying back again. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one continues to creep higher as well. It says up 0.77, but is it really? No. I mean, from where the open occurred. Whoops, not there. There's where the open occurred. So are we really up for the day? Nope. So this is one of those ones people see up. You're like, oh yeah, I bought it, but I'm losing money. Why? Well, because yeah, I mean, we were putting a top in. You saw the green number. I was like, yeah, debt ceiling. And yeah, so sorry, YM. Oh, God, I'll tell you right now, probably nothing. Right? Yeah, 9:30 is here. So no, I mean this one, unfortunately. Yeah, these are on Fridays. Not going to work. Um, you look at the 7. No movement. 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 Finally, 9:30 dropped it. So unfortunately, no. Um, you guys get the idea. So yeah, it looks like this one will continue. Again, everything else rolls. This one should continue to go lower. Probably till about this area right here. 32.85. Look at that. We talked about it. Look at that. Damn, we missed that by just a little bit. That Sunday night right there. 33 at 334. Close. Missed it by just a smidge. Hmm. Yeah, I would say 32 854 is probably the target today for Lamb. crazy because confidence was actually pretty good. And Russell just turned red. Gotta love Russell. Gotta love Russell. Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of those ones that, I mean, it's not really at the top. It's not really a test, right? Because if there's your zone, it's already pushed through. But like, I'm not taking this zone. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, it worked, but I'm not taking that zone. 45, 9, 9, 15. Yeah, crazy. So, yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, not taking that zone. It's way too big. We know that this was a 4 hour zone. Yeah, this is the same thing we said. We're not taking this one either from last week. Held right there. Problem is, look, step, step, step. My buds. Mm-hmm. Yep, bye bye. Yeah. Unfortunately, Russell had the most volatile today, as it should. Being in the red, yes, I agree with that one. Even though the data was pretty decent. I don't know. Is there any other headlines? We get any other craziness? Yen firms on policymakers meeting. Dollar swings after debt deal. Consumer confidence slipped, and again, it didn't really slip. Yeah, it went down from what it was, right? Oh, I hate when it does that. But it's better. It's much better than expected, right? If they were expecting super bad, yeah, come on. So yeah, I would say probably down here is the target today. It's probably where I'd be looking at. Right, that's where the testing comes in. There's a little hiccup there, but I think once the negativity sets in, I think this one rolls forward. Um, I think this one could be much worse. Look, it's starting to accelerate past the YM. I think this one. I think Russell ends today lower than YM. So yeah, it's all right. All right, so that's it for Tuesday. Again, a Tuesday Monday, right? Tuesday Mondays are never fun, right? Tuesday Mondays are, you know, not my favorite, right? Tuesday Mondays. But I will say the rest of the week looks like it's shaping up to be pretty decent. Having that non-farm payroll sneak in there. Um, yeah, I think we got a lot going on. So overall, this looks like it's going to be a pretty decent trading week. Some of the numbers and the expectations I think are in really good spots. Again, we're kind of, you know, having that non-farm data right there and having that jolts data come in on Wednesday to kind of frame it out for us. I think that jolts data could be better than people expect. Even if it's lower, we're still way beyond. And again, employment is just one part of this. Um, we see the God forbid we don't see the raise in the employment rate, the unemployment rate. We could have some more movement. So, all right, with that, let's go ahead and shut this bad boy down. Actually, we'll wait 10 more seconds. There's more of a delay than that. It's not going to make that much of a difference to you guys. But I gotta put it on 3. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, bam, right on there. All right, winner of today's drawing is we got a 50% chance of winning versus everybody else. So it's Ernest versus the world. Winner of today's drawing is Neuro took it with 2. 20% chance. 20% chance, and Ernest won last time. So again, I think this is the third flip in a row back and forth. Third flip in a row, right? Man, it's been trading back and forth between these two. So, da, da. But Ernest was going for 100. So again, he played it right. It is a 50 pip chipper, right? Because again, we had to skip on Friday, or we skipped yesterday. So let's go up here. Let's give Neuro his 50. It was heated. Don't congratulate cheaters. Hey, it's hard not to congratulate cheaters. I don't know if anybody watched the NCAA lacrosse. There's never been as many Notre Dame fans as there was this weekend because, no real instant replay in lacrosse. And, yeah, Duke scored in overtime to go to the final, but it really wasn't a goal because he was stepping on the crease. And it's blatantly clear in all the replays. So, yeah, it's hard to say that cheaters don't win because they went to the final, but they got their butts handed to them by Notre Dame. And then Duke had a really, really bad hit. If it was the NFL, they would be getting a fine. And I don't know if anything's going to come through. Helmet to helmet, blasted a player. Absolutely, without a doubt, should have been ejected. Again, if it was the NFL, would have been ejected. And then for the helmet to helmet hit, he would be getting a fine. I don't think NCAA lacrosse does that, but absolutely, it's pretty bad when, you know, you're not getting fined. So anyway, with that, I'm out of here. I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, there is big data. The GDP starting with CAD, and then again, JOLTS is going to be the big piece of this one. But I would expect some euro movement, right? The stability report, and then German, preliminary GDP, or I'm sorry, CPI. Could be some decent overnight stuff. So hopefully by this time tomorrow, everything's moving. And again, it won't be a Monday, right? A Tuesday Monday, and we'll be off to the races. So thank you again for joining me. Catch you guys tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I will see you then. Have a good one.